Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Monday night. Obviously, it's our holidays time, holiday seasons for all of us. So I want to just share a few beautiful secrets, beautiful connection to have for the week. And I know most of us are traveling, so just to have something to think about or to connect to. I want to show you a very big secret, which is, it's funny that the big secret is a little small problem with our spiritual path, or we say the spiritual work. Most people are trained in life to do spiritual work, or let's say behave nicely, or pretend they are some sort of, so they can get some benefit out of it. Okay, if I behave, meaning someone would like me, or if I gonna change the conversation in my, about what I'm talking about, so people would like to talk to me, and so forth. Many people doing those changes, making those changes, or spiritual changes, for the sake of wants to see some reward or some results from that. And that is the small problem. Why? Because the secret is that when you do the spiritual work, meaning spiritual transformation with yourself, for the sake of gaining some results, you completely disconnected from the actual result, which is what? First of all, there are no results that coming. Everything is already exist. Everything is already exist here and now. So when I'm doing something so I can bring it to my life, it already have a problem spiritually. Because in spiritual matter, there are no movements, there's no change. Everything is right here, everything is right now. Right? So the actual result, it's already here. But wait a second, I didn't see my soulmate, I don't see money coming in, I don't see my protection, all of that. The most important results is that you actually doing spiritual work. That's the result. Not that the spiritual work will get you something, not that the transformation you do with yourself will get you your soulmate. The fact that you think you want a soulmate, or you want a business, or you want some benefit, or you need this, or you need that, that's part of the illusionary world. To get you to do what? Some spiritual transformation, some connection, some meditation, some prayer, some this, some that. That is the result. And if you connect to it, that the result that I have right now, so for example, if there's troubles or difficulty in life, it's nothing to do with that. It's just to drive you to the result that your soul is looking for, is to do some transformation, is to connect to the light of the Creator much stronger. That is the big miracle. Nothing else than that. Yeah, but I'm doing it, and I'm praying every day, and I'm meditating, and I gave, and I help, and I kind, and I this, and I'm that. Nothing happened. No. Nothing will happen. Because that's not the point. The point of the difficulty in life, so you will be on a spiritual path. That's the goal. Again, I hope it's a slight change in consciousness, but the freedom that you get, the need to be spiritual or to be connected, it's become different. So all what you want to focus on, what is to improve and deepening your spiritual work, your giving, your love, your transformation. That's what you want. That is the goal. Again, this is such a beautiful translation, right, of what is mean results. So now it brings us to this week's energy, which is a beautiful connection. Obviously tonight, Monday night, is the last few hours of the light, what we call the light of Chanukah, the energy of the miracles. And we know that for those of us who are connected or light the candles, you are no longer the same person. Now after Chanukah, it says, okay, I light the candles, it was great. But make sure don't go back to the same old you. Because once you ignite that light, if you study with us in the last couple of classes, we spoke about the idea that how much light is being revealed when you light those candles. Meaning you're not the same person anymore. So make sure that right now, Tuesday, Wednesday, or throughout these holiday seasons, you don't go back or you don't do the same thing as you habitually got used to or I'm equipped to. So that's just a big picture to remind us. Now in this week's portions, meaning in the Torah, in the story of what we're following, obviously it's not a story, these are all deeper secrets for our life today. But what do we want to connect today? Now it's important to know the history a little bit. So Joseph and his brothers. So his brothers sold him to slavery a couple of weeks ago. We spoke about it. And then now it's 20 years later. There's a famine in the world. And obviously there's only food in Egypt. And who is right now the ruler in Egypt? Joseph. He became the ruler because he helped Pharaoh, so Pharaoh assigned him to become the ruler of the entire world. Because back then Egypt was controlling the entire world, a ruling energy force in the entire world. And then the entire world came to break the famine in Egypt. So obviously he became the emperor, he became like the most important person in Egypt, Joseph, their brother. So now this is 20 some less more years later. So the brothers going to Egypt, right? And obviously this is the interaction with the brother. So he recognized this is a brother and they don't recognize him. They don't know who he is, right? Obviously 20 years later. But what does Joseph does? He gives them a hard time. And they don't understand why that person is like really, giving us the business or making it hard for us to get some bread, And obviously, again, long story short, this beautiful different sequence of ideas. But in this week, he revealed to them, I'm Joseph, your brother. And in that moment, they all fell down and could not imagine that that's really happening. So now this is what we call the physical story or the sequence of event. But let's understand spiritually what gift and what layers we can add to our spiritual work. So now the Kabbalists explain when they saw all kind of troubles happening to them, because he gave them a hard time to get. He blamed them in stealing, tell them go bring your father, go bring your younger brother, and so forth. He gave them a hard time. So when he was revealed himself to them, what did they say? Aval Ashemim anachnu. They realized, they tell Joseph, right? This is all our fault, right? Wow. Now they realize that what they've done to you, what we did to you, the Creator punished us. And again, this is what I want to speak about. It's very important spiritual development. A lot of us, most of us, trained from childhood, maybe now some generation right now, the younger generation, maybe they're not attending that of a religious practices like I don't know, in my time, or not that I'm that old, but like, probably, I'm not sure whoever had that religious training. So most of the time in religion is about punishment and reward. You be a good person, God will love you, Jesus will take care of you, Moses will be what? You don't do the spiritual work, you don't behave, you're gonna get punished, right? The carrots and sticks. We learn that reality. So beautiful once you understand the depth. So they come to Yosef and says, it's our for now we realize why we get punished from all what we've done to you. That's why we get punished. Yosef look at them and he says this word. He says these words. Ha'elokim matza avon avdecha. Meaning, now they say to the brother, now God punish us for what we've done to you. And what Joseph answered to them? Ki lemichya shlachani elokim lefanechem. He says, are you kidding me? You think that all what's happened to you in your life, and all what happened to your father, and all what happened to me, now you get punished for that? He says, don't exaggerate your power. The Creator Himself made sure that you will sell me and send me all the way here to Egypt. Are you crazy? You think that was a punishment from the Creator to me or to you, that you're going through all this difficulty in life? Since you sold me to slavery, you're going through this in life because the Creator punishing you? You're missing the point. The Creator sent me here. Every step of the way, the Creator sent me here. Now again, obviously, later on we know in the story that the entire nation of the Israelites will populate in Egypt to be a slave, but eventually to create the redemption, to go outside of slavery. So technically the selling of Joseph already established later on, 200 years later, a redemption. Redemption. Actually, if you take the first few words, Vayigash elav Yehuda, when Yehuda, that's the way the portion starts, and Yehuda approach Yosef, right? That's a numerical value redemption, their redemption. Meaning Yehuda, Judah, represent the world of physicality, the world, what we call the 1%, the physical world. And Joseph represent the 90%, the spiritual world. But because the Yehuda approach Yosef, meaning when we awaken ourselves to connect spiritually, right? That's the whole difference that you want to ask right now. So there is no punishment that comes from above or come down to this world as a punishment. There is no God or creator or light who can punish. There is no system like that. So therefore, that's already a problem. When someone thinks that someone is punishing them, they already, again, this is what I would like to establish this week. There will be a great miracle if you understand that there is no one who can punish you beside you. Nobody. Yeah, but look what they did to me and look what the market is doing. Again, it's a punishment. No. You did not use correctly your energy. You did not use correctly your money. You did not use correctly your consciousness. Therefore, you set yourself in a different place or in a different vibration. So now let's understand a little bit more. What does it mean? The brothers think that there is punishment and reward. And Joseph tells them, are you kidding me? It's all in hashgacha pratit. Hashgacha pratit meaning private supervision. The overruling of energy in this world is all privately supervised by the Creator. Everything. Everything is in the divine providence. Everything. If you would think that there is some kind of God who sits around and says, oh, you don't behave, let me punish you. Oh, you don't behave, let me punish you. No. You already disqualify all your work and all the creation by doing so. The only thing that exists is this divine providence, the divine supervision. Private. It says prati, private. To the dot. Everything is being supervised. Not punishment. So where does the word punishment came? The Kabbalah says, when someone behaves negatively, that's the punishment. To be a negative person, that's a punishment. Not somebody punish you to be negative. Is when you not transform yourself. Is when you keep yourself the same victim. So being a victim, let's say for example, everybody played the victim, right? What do you want from me? I didn't do it, I didn't do this. That's the punishment. But because many people think that if I'm going to be a victim, right? So therefore, people will leave me alone, right? No. Being a victim is the punishment, meaning that it's a choice that you make. Blaming people, right? Blaming is the punishment. Not because I blamed, I'm going to get punished. Again, this is or gossiping, right? Oh, it's because I gossip. That's why God hates me and now I'm not allowed it. Nonsense. The fact that you got yourself into gossip, that's your punishment. There's nothing after. That's already the disconnect. So hopefully you have to understand, this is like when you're looking at someone and you're jealous. That is the punishment. There's nothing else after. Oh, you look what I did. I stole from that individual. So maybe now the Creator will punish me. No. The fact that you got yourself to that place, that you need to steal, or you need to lie, or you need to cheat, or you need to deceive others and manipulate others, that is a punishment to live life like that. So it's not someone made it for you. So obviously in the world, you have this and you have that. You have the right and you have the left. You have the good and you have the bad. And you have the bitter and you have the sweet. What do you choose? Oh, someone will say, you know what? I like bitter. I like to eat bitter. I like salty. Okay. So all your life will be salty. But the person himself thinking, no, salty is great. Until one day they taste sweet. And then they realize, wow, that's amazing. That's sweet. Wow, how all life I was eating salt. I thought that's the best. Right? Obviously, this is the idea. When someone live life and think it's okay to be negative today, to think that he can walk around and blame and judge everybody, okay, at some point, they don't know that sets them into a place that's called punishment. What do you mean punishment? Nobody did it to you. You put yourself in that world, in that frame. And that's why here in this week, we have to change the paradigm, change the direction, change completely to live in a blessed reality, right? In a reward reality. Now let's go back to the first point I shared. What is the real reward? The real reward in life is when one realizes that nothing in their life is first beside their spiritual path and their spiritual work and their transformation. And the rest is secondary. Your family, yourself, everything is secondary. Why? Because this is what we learn, that our mind as great as it can be, is a slave of the senses. What I see, what I hear, what I touch, what I taste, is a slave. He's a slave for the senses. So if I live my life and I guide my life through only reality of senses, right? I only get fraction of joy, fraction of reality, of fulfillment. Everything is so small because the senses have limitation. So what we want to is to put on our mind a different master. Not the senses to be our master that the mind is slave to. I want to be a slave to something else, which is what? I want to put my soul in control over my mind. And that is who I want to, so let's say, for example, you look into something through your soul or through your senses, right? So if I don't like what I see, what do you see? You look in through the senses. But if you look in through the soul, you know that I don't like what I see, but I'm sure the Creator with his divine supervision, making sure that, like for example, go back to Joseph, right? Imagine the brothers throw him into a pit hole. In that moment, you need to think, wow, look how the Creator taking care of me. That my own brother's telling me there's no mistakes over here. Right? I'm sure it's for a better reason. There's no doubt in my mind that this is exactly the Creator supervision. And if you continue with that, slowly, you realize that even the imperfection, it's the greatest thing for you. Even the thing didn't work exactly according to the plan, or you wanted to take a flight and have all 300 flight, or I heard 1200 flight was cancelled here, right? Imagine how many people plans was changed. And any one of them was so happy or not? They were thinking, the flight canceled, there's a storm again, why did they do it, Or, wow, look how the Creator, how the divine providence of the light is protecting everything. Taking care that I'm not going to be on that flight. That I would experience this or experience that because I need to be somewhere else for that particular reason. And for some reason, I was able to go on the flight, and whatever it is that you're dealing with, every misunderstanding, every mistake you call it, every interaction which is considered to be a very wrong interaction or a good interaction, it's all supervised by the Creator. And so far, if I think something is bad, that is your punishment. But if you understand that that's exactly directed by the light of the Creator, or supervised, and you're not falling into that reality, it was punishment, or it's because I've done this, or because I've done that. Start information to be revealed to you and show you that even the situation, because if you look back in life, 10, 15 years ago, thing that happened to you, and at the moment you were sure it's the worst thing that I can do for myself, to close a deal on this, or to sign a lease of that. And then you realize what kind of goodness come from that. And so it's easy in a retrospect, but harder in the moment, in the present time, to see the protection. And that is the goal. So let's combine both. One is when I want to behave nicely, or when I want to transform myself, or I want to do a spiritual work because I want to attract a new soulmate, or I want more money, or I want success, or I want protection, or I want all of this. You have to know that your spiritual work will not give it to you. What does it mean? When you do spiritual work for the sake of having results, you're already in the wrong. Why? Because the result is that all these things that goes wrong or come or didn't come to your life are provided by the light of the Creator to push you to the real goal. To pray this morning, to connect, to awaken your vessel in a different level, to put your soul obviously in charge over your senses, not your senses in charge over your mind. We know in the mind, we have different layers of the soul. Right? The highest level of our soul is right in that location in the mind. And then you have obviously the heart, and you have obviously many different layers of the blood, which is different layers of your soul connection. So, but if you let your soul control your senses, your mind, all of a sudden, everything that you look in, it's wrong, it's right, it's all exactly part of the plan. So it's not simply just intellectually to say it, but one need to be able to, obviously, to sacrifice that result that he's looking for. And I want the result to be that today I pray, I connected to that. I connected to the biggest results. That today, actually, if you're sitting right now and listen to this class, as the biggest results that you ever had, in at least today. And if you continue with the connection and study and do some transformation of yourself, that's the results. Not that I'm gonna get more money, and this is secondary. Because we find that someone came across a lot of money, and it became the biggest curse in their life. One will say, wow, look how much money they make. And in another way, well, we've seen them many times. How many companies, when start making money, all of a sudden everybody become like, oh, it's mine, I did it, it's because of me, and where is my agreement? All become the greediness comes out. But before that, everybody righteous, let's do it 24/7. But now the money coming in, now I become, okay, so sometimes not everything that is coming in a quote unquote look good, it will translate as good. Okay, so it's important to live in that reality. Please listen to it again, this class. It's simple, 1 or 2 points that can really shift our entire life. And if we can put it down, some of us in the next week, where some people putting goals for the year to come, the civil year to come. So please, part of it should be this transformation. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful, please spread it, share it, and have a beautiful next year. See you soon.